Hey, welcome back to Temple of Sunshine on YouTube and templeofsunshine.com. If you're interested in positive and uplifting content all about manifestation, affirmations, Taoism and self-development and literally so much more, please do subscribe to this channel and go check out templeofsunshine.com. It really does help me out, and I really am committed to making sure that I teach people that life does not have to suck. So please do join me on this journey. Today's topic is an International Women's Day special because today I'm going to talk about the topic of being grateful for people who have done so much work to allow you to be where you are today effortlessly. And this is a concept that I believe Isaac Newton called standing on the shoulders of giants. Now, I don't know if he coined the term himself, but it is something that he's definitely known for quoting a lot. So I really want to get into that today and how we can use gratitude to appreciate people who have been before us and allowed us to be where we are today. So let's not waste more time. Let's get straight into the video. So as you guys know, when I tend to read a book, I tend to get so into the book that I don't shut up about it on my YouTube. So recently, I know for those of you who have been following me for a while now, I speak a lot about Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. But recently, you'll also know that I've been reading The Magic by Rhonda Byrne and doing each day's activity. So there's 28 days of activities you can do in this book. So one of them was being grateful for all the sort of people that have built up society and people before you, and being grateful for just things around you, inventions, other people, the work other people do. And she quotes Isaac Newton, like I said at the intro of this video, for often when he was congratulated for his work or told that he was doing a great job, he would often say, well, I'm really thankful for all the work that had been done before me. So essentially, he was thankful for all the scientists before him and all the people who had worked hard to find out things or invent things before him to allow him to do the work that he was doing in his present day. And with International Women's Day, I felt really inspired by this. So today's a Wednesday and International Women's Day was Monday. And someone in my company who works in, I believe, like the Diversity or Women's Forum, she asked me to do, as an ethnic minority woman, she asked me to do this thing called 5 and 5. So it's 5 questions in 5 minutes. And one of the questions was, what does International Women's Day mean to you? And I had a very inspired answer. It's something that came to be completely through inspired action. I love inspired action. I don't stop talking about it. And my answer was, thinking of Isaac Newton and Rhonda Byrne's example, I am so grateful for all the women, and I'm going to speak about men as well. I'm going to be thankful for the men as well, but we're going to get onto that. But I'm so grateful for all the women around the world who have worked tirelessly for me to be able today, as a young woman, be able to have a job in the city of London where it's a very much male-driven, industry of finance or technology, whichever one you want to look at. Or in general, jobs in the city would have been exclusively only for men, maybe even 50, 60 years ago. So many women would have had to fight for me to be here today. So that goes all the way back to witches that were being burnt, all the way up to the suffragettes, all the way up to women campaigning to be able to work, all the way up to women campaigning for equal pay, all the way up to women speaking about the glass ceiling, and, all the way up to modern day feminists talking about how women act in the office and how we should stop apologizing so much and behave more like our male colleagues. You get my point. So many women have undergone a strife for future generations, i.e. myself, women like me, to be able to just march into the office and it be completely normal that I have a job in this kind of institution, in this industry. And I am so grateful for every woman that has ever fought a court battle, fought with her husband, partner, children, parents, fought with society, fought with her own self and her beliefs, fought with a religion to push the advancement of women. I am so grateful. We truly are standing on the shoulder of giants. So does that make sense? Like, we're standing on the shoulder of giants, i.e. we're standing on the shoulders of women who have worked tirelessly for future generations of women to not have to struggle. And I'm really grateful. And we can use this topic to understand other things in life and what else we can be grateful for. But I just want to also say that I'm thankful for all the men out there who are also supported women in their causes to push the advancement of women. For example, I mentioned there must have been so many court cases setting precedents of women, you know, being allowed equal pay or being allowed to work as well. And it was probably a male judge, right? Maybe it was a male lawyer. I'm grateful for all these men that were also involved in the struggle. I'm grateful for modern day men and men who claim to be feminists, who really do believe in, you know, women advancing and being equal to men. And I'm grateful for every single person who has allowed all of us to be here today, living in, you know, we've still got work to do in this world, but in a lot of equality. You know, we have a lot of equality in the 21st century, in 2021. And that's amazing. And I'm grateful for everyone that's ever made that happen, you know. We truly are standing on the shoulder of giants. So let's get back to how you can use this concept in your daily life to express gratitude, which will help you to manifest, but also raise your vibration. So I'm forgetting the magic activity specifically, but here's what I took from the activity that Rhonda had written in her book, and how I sort of used it. So every time I walked past something, and this is really silly, but these are the kind of things that raise your vibration. But every time you really enjoy using a device, for example, your phone, your iPhone, or, you know, whatever, Android, or every time you perhaps are in awe of something and how it works, maybe the engineering of it, like I'm really weird about things, like I get fascinated by things like trains. Sometimes I just stop to think about like how easy it is for us to get around the UK and even Europe just by train. Like I can get a train from London to France and be in Paris in 2 hours. Like that amazes me and blows my mind. But also things like when you look at your house and when you look at, you know, maybe your home that you grew up in with your parents, and you think about the fact that your parents always took care of everything. Like the lights were always on, the water was always running. You know, and even if that wasn't the case, at least your parents provided you with a shelter. And then you think of their parents doing everything in their life to raise them, to allow them to be independent and stand on their own feet. So I thought about lots of different things, right? So like I said, the ease of using an iPhone, or the fact that we have a kettle and I can quickly boil it and within 5 minutes I can have hot coffee or tea. And then I thought about my granddad. Bless him, I love him so much. I really had a good think about all the things I appreciate, and I thought about my granddad because I looked around at my home, and every day in my gratitude journal I write I'm grateful for my home, I'm grateful for my mum, I'm grateful for, like, you know, my upbringing, I'm grateful for my abundance, everything. But then I thought none of this would be here today if it wasn't for my granddad. Like, my granddad went to work, and my grandmother, she did stay at home, and, you know, she was a stay-at-home mum, and that is an amazing job in itself. But my granddad went out every single day and worked. I'm sure he worked really hard as well. And my mum could raise me, and she could have this lovely home, and she could have, you know, the job that she has, and did the university degree that she did, all because of my granddad's hard work. And I could follow that chain back so many, you know, generations. So much lineage. Like I could go back and talk about my granddad's parents and whatnot, but I don't really know them. So I was just really thankful that we are standing on the shoulder of a very big giant here, and that is my granddad. Like if my granddad didn't work and put my, you know, my mum and my uncle through school, university, clothe them, feed them, provide them a stable home, of course my grandma did so much, but we're talking about him right now, then we wouldn't have anything I have today. Like my life would be so severely impacted if my granddad wasn't there for my mum. So you see how we're always standing on the shoulders of giants. And I know you might be watching this video and thinking, well, my family, you know, isn't like that and I don't have much to be thankful for. But just be thankful that wherever you are today, the fact that your parent had basic education to give you basic education and clothe you and feed you and bring you up probably came from a generation before and before. And if you are a woman, or if you do have a woman in your life that you're very like caring and loving about, then always take a moment to remind yourself that there's so many people we have to thank. The fact that women can vote, the fact that we have right to all the freedoms that men have today in terms of basic human rights is amazing. And we should always be thankful for everyone that has come before us. This is a very vibration lifting activity. After I did this vibration, I felt really, really good. Trust me, this made me feel really amazing, and it filled me with so much gratitude for everyone that's come before me. especially with International Women's Day, I thought about how many immigrant women would have had to come to the UK and get jobs, not just in my industry, but to be taken seriously as a South Asian woman in the workplace. Maybe, obviously, as they had immigrated, maybe they had a different accent or a way of working, or perhaps, you know, they didn't know how to adapt to their new workplace. But imagine all the racism, or maybe just the snide comments they would have received, and imagine how strong they would have had to be to keep going. And today it's so normal for me as a South Asian woman just to, you know, live my life very normally in the United Kingdom. And I'm so grateful for every immigrant and every person who has, you know, made that a norm. I have a really easy life today because of so many people behind me. Think of, like, you know, every achievement you have, imagine how many people are behind it. Like today, the fact that I have a YouTube, it means that someone would have had to create YouTube. I would have had to be inspired by other YouTubers or seeing what they do and been like, oh, I want to do that, you know? And even with my business, like, you could come up with the most original idea in the world, but there's still inspiration from something or somewhere or someone. And there's nothing wrong with that. And just be grateful and thankful for all these people, even if you can't name them, even if you don't know them. Just feeling that gratitude within you is going to raise your vibration. Anyway, so this was a short message and a special one for International Women's Day. I'm thankful for every woman that's lived before me. And like I said, been in a strife to allow me the equality I have today in the 21st century. Thank you so much. But thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for engaging in positive content today and taking in a positive message. Very well done. And if you enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe and share with someone that might be inspired by this video as well. Please make sure that you do the activity of standing on the shoulder of giants and being grateful for them, because like I said, it's hugely vibration raising. And finally, I'll see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.